Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I'm going to read the English translation of Juz 29 of the Quran Sharif from this Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul yaqdatan min lisani amri yafqahu qawli. Ameen. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amin. We're starting at the very beginning of just 29 with Surah Mulk. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. Blessed be He in whose hands is the kingdom of the universe and has power over all things, the one who created death and life, so that He may put you to test, to find out which of you is best in deeds. He is the Almighty, the All-Forgiving, the one who created the seven heavens, one above another. You will not see any fault in the creation of the Compassionate. Look once again. Do you see any flaw? Then look still another time. Yet again, your sight will come back humbled while it is fatigued. We have decorated the heavens of this world with lamps, and we made them as missiles for pelting the shaitans and prepared for the torment of the blazing fire. As for those who disbelieve their Rabb, there will be the punishment of hell, which is an evil abode. When they are plunged into the fire, they will hear its roaring and boiling, as though bursting with rage. Every time a group is plunged therein, its guards will ask, "Did not a warner come to you?" They will answer, "Yes, indeed, a warner did come to us, but we rejected him and said, 'Allah has revealed nothing. You are merely in gross error.'" They will further say, "Had we only listened or used our intelligence, we would not have been among the inmates of the blazing fire." Thus shall they confess their sin. So away from the mercy of Allah will be the dwellers of hell. As for those who fear their Rabb, although they have not seen him, shall have forgiveness and a great reward, whether you speak in secret or aloud. Surely he is aware of all that is in the hearts. Would he who has created them not know? He is the most courteous and well aware of all things. It is He who has made the earth subservient to you to walk through its tracts and eat of His provided sustenance. To Him is the return at resurrection. Do you feel secure that He who is in the heaven will not cause the earth to cave in beneath you and start shaking suddenly? Or do you feel secure that He who is in the heaven will not send against you a stone charged tornado? Then you shall know how terrible my warning was. Those who have been gone before them likewise disbelieved. Then how terrible was the way I rejected them. Do they not observe the birds above them spreading their wings and folding them? None uphold them except the compassionate Allah. Surely it is He who watches over all things. Who is the one that has the force to help you besides the compassionate? In fact, the unbelievers are suffering from delusion. Or who is there that can provide you if He withholds His provision? Yet they persist in rebellion and aversion from the truth. Just think, who is rightly guided? He who walks with his face bent down, or he who walks properly on a straight path? Say, it is He who has brought you into being, gave you the faculties of hearing, seeing, and understanding, yet you are seldom thankful. Say, it is He who has multiplied you in the earth, and before Him you shall all be assembled. They ask, when will this promise be fulfilled if what you say is true? Tell them, Allah alone has the knowledge of that. My mission is only to warn you plainly. But when they shall see it close at hand, the humiliation and gloom shall become apparent on the faces of the disbelievers, and it will be said to them, this is what you were calling for. Further say, have you ever considered that even if Allah destroys me as well as those with me, or bestows His mercy on us, Who will save the disbelievers from a painful punishment? Say, He is the compassionate. In Him we have believed, and in Him we have put our trust. Soon you will find out which one of us is in manifest error. Say, have you ever considered that if all the water you have sink down into the ground, who then can bring you clear flowing water? Subhanallah. We're going to read Surah Al-Qalam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the compassionate, the merciful. Noon, by the pen and what they write. You, O Muhammad, are not by the grace of your Rabb a madman. And indeed for you will be a never-ending reward. You, O Muhammad, are of the highest noble character. Soon you will see, as they will see, which one of you is afflicted with madness. Surely it is your Rabb who knows the best those who have strayed from his way, as he knows best who are rightly guided. So do not yield to the unbelievers. They desire you to compromise a little, so they too would compromise. Neither yield to any mean oathmonger, defaming slanderer, opponent of good, transgressor, sinful, wicked oppressor, and above all, illegitimate pretender. Though he be possessing wealth and children. When our revelations are recited to him, he says, they are nothing but the tales of the ancients. Soon we shall brand him on the snout. Surely we have tried them as we have tried the owners of the gardens when they swore that they would pluck its fruits from the next morning without adding any reservation. So a calamity from your Rabb came down upon it while they slept, and by the morning it was like a dark, desolate spot. At daybreak they called out to one another, saying, go out early to your crop if you want to pick its fruit. So they went, whispering to one another, let no needy person enter in the garden today. Thus they went out, fixed in their stingy resolve, as if they had the full control over harvesting the fruit. But when they saw the garden, they cried, surely we must have lost our way. Nay, we have been deprived of its fruits. The most upright among them said, did I not tell you to glorify Allah? Why did you not glorify Him by saying, if Allah wills? Then they said, glory be to our Rabb, surely we were unjust. And they started blaming one another. Finally, they said, woe to us, surely we have become rebellious. It may be that our Rabb will give us in exchange better garden than this. Surely to our Rabb do we make our humble petition. Such is the punishment in this life, but the punishment in the hereafter is even greater if they but knew it. Surely the righteous will be rewarded with gardens of delight by their Rabb. What do the disbelievers think? Shall we treat the Muslims as we treat the criminals? What is the matter with you? What kind of judgment do you make? Or do you have a book from which you read that you shall be giving whatever you choose? Or do you have a sworn covenant, a covenant binding on us till the day of resurrection, that you shall have whatever you demand? Ask if any of them will vouch for that, or do they have another God who could help them against Allah? If so, let them produce their other gods if they are truthful. The day the shin will be uncovered and they are called upon to prostrate themselves, they shall not be able to do so. They shall stand with eyes downcast, utterly humbled, because during their safe and sound earthly life, they were called upon to prostrate themselves, but they refused to do so. O Prophet, leave to me those who reject this revelation. We shall lead them step by step to their ruin in ways that they cannot perceive. I shall even put up with them for a while, for my plan is strong indeed. Or have you, O Prophet, demanded a compensation from them that they are overburdened with debt? Or do they have the knowledge of the unseen that they are writing it down? So wait with patience for the judgment of your Rabb, and be not like the companions of the fish, who cried when he was in distress. Had his Rabb not bestowed on him his grace, he would have certainly been left in the stomach of the whale, but we forgave him. So he was cast off on the naked shore while he was reprimanded. But his Rabb chose him and included him among the righteous. The unbelievers would almost trip you up with their eyes when they hear our revelations, the Quran, and say, he Muhammad is surely crazy. But this Quran is nothing else than a reminder to all the people of the world. Alhamdulillah. Okay, we're going to read Surah Haqqah. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. The inevitable reality. What is the inevitable reality? And what will make you understand what is the inevitable reality? The Thamud and the Ad people denied the striking calamity. As for Thamud, they were destroyed by a terrible storm of thunder and lightning. As for Ad, they were destroyed by a furious windstorm, which He, Allah, let loose on them for 7 nights and 8 successive days. Had you been there, you would have seen them lying overthrown as they were hollow trunks of palm trees. Now, do you see any of them alive? Fir'aun and those before him, and the inhabitants of the overthrown cities also committed similar sins and disobeyed the Rasuls of their Rabb. So he gripped them with a tight grip. Just consider the great flood of Noah. When the water rose high, we carried you in the floating ark, that we may make that event a warning for you so that all attentive ears may retain its memory. As for doomsday, it shall come, when the trumpet will be blown with a single blast, and the earth with all its mountains will be lifted up and crushed into pieces with a single stroke. On that day, the great event will come to pass. Heaven shall split asunder and shall become flimsy on the day. The angels will stand all around, and 8 of them will be carrying the throne of your Rabb above them. That shall be the day when you will be brought before your Rabb, and none of your secrets shall remain hidden. Then he who will be given his book of deeds in his right hand will say, here it is, read my book of deeds. I knew that I would certainly face my account. So he will have a life of pleasure in a lofty garden with clusters of fruit within its reach. We shall say to him, eat and drink to your heart's content. This is a reward for what you did in the days gone by. While he who will be given his book of deeds in his left hand will say, woe to me! Would that I had not been given the book of my deeds, nor known what my account was. Would that my death had ended at all. My wealth had availed me nothing, and my authority has gone away from me. We shall say, seize him and put a chain around his neck, then cast him in the blazing fire, then fasten him with the chain 70 cubits long, for he did not believe in Allah the Most High, nor did he care to urge to feed the poor. Today, he neither has a true friend here, nor any food except the pus from the washing of wounds, which none but the wrongdoers shall eat. Nay, I swear by all that you can see and all that you cannot see, that this Quran is the word of Allah recited by a noble Rasul. It is not the word of a poet. Little is it that you believe, nor is it the word of a soothsayer. Little admonition is that you take. This is a revelation from the Rabb of the worlds. Had he, Muhammad, invented false statements concerning us, we would certainly have seized him by his right hand and then cut off his main artery, and none of you could prevent it. Surely this Quran is a reminder to the God fearing. We know that there are so many among you who deny it, and for such disbelievers, it will be indeed a cause of regret on the day of resurrection. Yet surely it is the absolute truth. So glorify the name of your Rabb, the Most High. Surah Al-Ma'arij. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. Someone from among the unbelievers asked about the punishment which is bound to befall the disbelievers, which none can avert, coming from Allah, the owner of the ways of the ascent. The angel and the Ruh, Jibreel, ascend